I recognize the Honourable Leader of the Official Opposition.
Madam Speaker, this government owes Nova Scotians an explanation about their plan to bypass the media. Those are the PC Party's own words from a recent email. We know what happens when governments attempt to paint journalists and the media as the enemy. All we have to do is look across the border. My question is, does the Premier approve of using this specific language and of attacking journalists to solicit donations?
Your question is specifically about a PC email. I'd like you to reframe it about government. I recognize the honourable member or honourable leader of the Official Opposition.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Listen, this government has an obsession with choosing enemies and blaming them for the woes of this province. First it was Justin Trudeau, next on the floor of this House and everywhere else it was unnamed special interests, and now it's the media. Over and over again, we have seen this government attempt to divide Nova Scotians rather than work with them. And this is a slippery slope. So my question to the Premier is bypassing the media official government policy?
I recognize the Honourable Premier.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And listen, I think just if you look at just yesterday alone, I'm just talking about just one day, and this would be representative of pretty much every day. 2 separate media availabilities, plus went on with CTV. I don't think that can be considered in any world avoiding the media, Madam Speaker.
I recognize the Honourable Leader of the Official Opposition.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And yet, this government fundraises to, quote, the letter has been tabled, bypass the media when necessary. They are actively suppressing information from the public when they choose this tactic. Bypassing the media means not letting the media know what is happening, and it's in large part thanks to the media that the changes to the Auditor General are safe from government interference, and that we know that about so many issues facing Nova Scotians in this province. The depths of the housing crisis, issues with primary care, that's not something that's being put out by this government. It's something the media is reporting to serve the public. That's what the government should be doing too. So I'll ask it in a different way. Which issues do you need to buy?
Order. I recognize the Honourable Premier.
I don't particularly think fundraising letters from political parties are a new thing. Perhaps I should table some of the stuff that the NDP send out in their fundraising letters, Madam Speaker. What I would say to Nova Scotians is, look, this is a stressful time in the world. It's a stressful time in the world, and the fear-mongering that we see happening in our society and, from certain leaders, elected leaders and stuff, it's not helpful to Nova Scotians. So as a government, we will continue to focus on what matters. We're the only people in this chamber talking about health care. We're the only people in this chamber talking about housing. We're the only people that are talking about supporting Nova Scotians. I'm yet to hear a question from the opposition.
Order! I recognize the Honourable Leader of the Official Opposition with her final question.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I was under the impression that fear-mongering was an unparliamentary word, but since it isn't, let's talk about who's fear-mongering. Fear-mongering is telling people that they are problem solvers or problem stretchers and implying they'll lose their job if they're stretching a problem. Fear-monger means that you get to decide what the problem is, you get to decide what the solution is, and the media doesn't get to have an opinion, and neither does the opposition. Fear-mongering is when you call anyone who disagrees with you a special interest. So I'm going to ask the question again. Which specific topics does the media need to be bypassed on?
Order. Before I recognize the Premier, gets a little hot and heavy in here. You're speaking to me, through me, to the members opposite. At the end of the day, at the end of question period, if someone would like to stand up on a point of order, please do, but my ears are wide open and I'm paying close attention. Yes, I'm done, yeah. I recognize the Honourable Premier.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And it is true, in my opinion, that there really are only two types of people in the world. There are problem solvers and there are problem stretchers. And in this chamber, we know who the problem solvers are because they just tabled a budget that supports Nova Scotians across. And we know who the problem stretchers are. We just have to look at their social media where they bypass the media and use social media, Madam Speaker. I look for problem solvers. I love problem solvers. And fortunately, despite what you might see sometimes, this province is full of problem solvers, and I love them.